85% of data breaches aren't caused by code. They're caused by people. Most people believe a data breach is the result of a sophisticated technical exploit or a zero-day vulnerability. But the data tells a far more sobering story. According to the report, a staggering 85% of all confirmed breaches involved a human element. While movies depict hackers bypassing firewalls with lines of code, the reality is that 61% of breaches involved the use of unauthorized credentials stolen from real people. The report highlights that vulnerability exploitation accounts for only 3% of breaches. This means the primary battleground in cybersecurity is not your software, it's your psychology. We are living in a world where organized crime groups have realized it is easier to hack a person than a server. We're seeing a repeated performance where financially motivated external actors use the same psychological playbook because it works. The anatomy of a breach: 3 scam stages. To understand how these attacks function, we must break down the social engineering pattern into 3 distinct stages identified in the report's data. Stage 1. The infiltration, the lure. The attack almost always begins with phishing. It's present in the vast majority of social engineering breaches. Phishing has utilized global events, like the pandemic, to pump up its frequency to 36% of all breaches, a massive jump from the previous year. In this stage, the actor's goal is infiltration. Whether it's a simple email or a complex pretexting scenario, the initial contact is designed to create a bridge into your organization. Stage 2. The alteration, the hook. Once contact is established, the goal shifts to a psychological compromise. The report defines this as altering behavior, essentially forcing someone to take an action they otherwise wouldn't. This ranks as the #1 integrity violation because the attacker has successfully convinced the victim to play a part in their script. This is often achieved through misrepresentation, where the actor pretends to be a trusted source, like a CEO or a vendor. Stage 3. The payoff, the result. The final stage is the extraction of value. It usually takes 2 forms: credential theft or a fraudulent transaction. Data shows that 85% of social engineering breaches resulted in stolen credentials. Alternatively, particularly in business email compromise, BEC, the result is a direct financial loss. In fact, the median amount stolen in successful BECs has reached $30,000. The why: psychological triggers and pretexting. Why are these simple tactics so effective? The data suggests that attackers are masters of pretexting, inventing a convincing story to manipulate their victims. In sectors like education, pretexting has seen a meteoric rise. Attackers are moving away from generic phishing and toward creative writing scenarios that feel authentic. These great stories are designed to trigger a response, leading victims to bypass security protocols and appropriate funds that don't belong to the actor. This is not a game of chance. Attackers follow a playbook where automation helps scale their offense. They move potential victims through a sales funnel, starting with mass phishing emails and narrowing down to targets who display behavioral vulnerability. Even though simulation click rates are down to 3%, real-world phishing is far more compelling than a test. In one study, 2.5% of people who ignored a simulation actually clicked on a real phishing email. Attackers are simply highly skilled at finding the right psychological trigger at the right time. The discovery problem. The most dangerous part of the human element is how long it takes us to realize we've been compromised. The majority of social engineering incidents are discovered externally. That means the victim doesn't even realize they've been hooked. In many cases, it takes weeks, months, or even years for a breach to be discovered. Often, the organization only learns about it when the threat actor discloses it, either through a ransom note or by selling the data on a forum. This delay gives attackers ample time to move laterally through the network and escalate their access. Conclusion: actionable red flag checks. To defend against the 85%, there are 3 immediate red flag checks you must implement. The misrepresentation check. Always verify the identity of the sender through a secondary, out-of-band channel. The credential-first mindset. Assume that any request for your login details is an attempt at a breach. Credentials remain the most sought-after data type. The pretext awareness check. Be wary of urgent requests for fund transfers or invented scenarios. Security is the ultimate team sport. Your ability to recognize these psychological patterns is your organization's strongest defense. Stop looking for the advanced hack. Start looking for the human element. If you found these stats eye-opening, hit the subscribe button.